criticizing Islam is taken as criticism of individual Muslims. I think that's where it's totally different from what you've been talking about, Matt, because there, what I would say to that is that individual Muslims are usually the most severely maltreated victims of Islam. And so we're not talking about whether we should respect people who have bad ideas. We're talking about people who are the victims of bad ideas, and who are not necessarily. I mean, they may propound them in a certain way, but I think that's what lay behind the questioner.
Yeah, and more generally, I think there's this confusion between criticizing the ideas and hating groups of people for reasons of racism or xenophobia or some other animus. And I mean, this so clearly doesn't map on to what real critics of Islam are doing. I mean, real critics of Islam are trying to help Muslim apostates, right, who share all of the racial and ethnic and national backgrounds of their former co-religionists. So if you're prejudiced against Arabs or Pakistanis, well then, it's kind of strange behavior to be becoming best friends with Pakistani or Arab ex-Muslims, right? And in terms of just how fully people can redeem themselves, I think it's just we shouldn't undersell this. Like Majid Nawaz was an Islamist, right? And he's one of the greatest people I know now, and yet he can point to a moment on the calendar where his mind changed, and as an Islamist, I couldn't really imagine collaborating with him, nor him with me, I'm sure, but he's an absolutely fantastic person and a friend, and we sort of stumbled into a friendship by virtue of first meeting under conditions that seemed quite hostile to conversation. So you can really fully converge with someone who at one point you would have totally disagreed with.
I endorse that. Majid Nawaz, I think, is a real hero.
Okay.